Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another video. I wanted to share with you all information regarding what you need to have a baby in the UAE. If you're going to be delivering a child here, you must have your marriage certificate, of course, the mother and father's attested marriage certificate, passports. You don't have to have an Emirates ID, especially if you're just coming here and you're not settled yet, because there is a such thing called medical tourism. So people come here to deliver their child because it's cheaper than delivering a child in their home hospitals, because of course hospitals in the West are charging astronomical amounts of money for delivery. So you must have the attested marriage certificate, the identification of the parents, and then once the baby is delivered, you'll present the marriage certificate and the hospital will give you a document proving that the child was born in the UAE. It's like a certificate of birth. But without your marriage certificate attested, you will not be given this document. And for U.S. citizens, this is something that is extremely important to know. You only have 120 days to apply for the child's U.S. birth certificate, to report the birth and apply for the child's U.S. birth certificate and social security number. If you don't apply within that time period, then your child may be, and it will be, a child that does not have any citizenship. And I'm going to give you a story, a real life, close to home story regarding this subject. So you have to be extremely careful. Oh, in addition, it is illegal to have a home childbirth for those who want to avoid fees in the hospital and want to just have a baby at home. That's illegal. But anyway, family member or a sibling of my children had children in Egypt. She was young when she got married. Her father got her married off young. She did have, of course, the marriage certificate and everything like that. So she was able to get the birth certificate in Egypt, born abroad birth certificate or whatever, from the Egyptian hospital that she had the children in. And mind you, these were two children at the time. She wanted to eventually return to the USA. She's an American citizen, of course. Her husband is from Senegal. She went to the U.S. Embassy. The children had to have been 3 and 5 years old, something like that. And she was pregnant with her third. The U.S. Embassy said, you can't apply. It's too late. But her father never told her that she was supposed to apply for the birth certificate for the child born abroad at the U.S. Embassy once she had the children within 120 days. So this is across the board. Don't think that it's different because it's UAE. No. This is the USA's stipulations. When you go online, they'll tell you, oh, you have until the child turns 18 in order to apply for their citizenship. That's not true. They give you 120 days to come in and report the birth. If you don't, your child will not be able to apply for the citizenship unless you go to the USA and then apply for them as an alien born abroad to a U.S. citizen. And this is what this young lady had to do. The embassy in Egypt told her, or the consulate, they told her, you have to go to the U.S. with this third child, have the baby there so that this child doesn't have the same problem. and then apply for your children a visa. Good thing that the children were able to get the Senegalese passport of the father, and they had to go to Senegal. The father was stuck with the children because none of them could go. The father wasn't a citizen of the U.S., and the children didn't have U.S. citizenship. So the pregnant mother, who had never been to the U.S. as an adult, had to go there and go through many, many hardships, take care of herself, even send money to her husband and her children, and figure it all out on her own. Apply for visas for her husband and her children to come, because they said, okay, they can get citizenship because they're not 18, but you got to go to the U.S. and apply. And that's what she had to do, and eventually she got them there. So y'all don't want to play around, because they're not playing, and your child will be stuck. And how much of a tragedy would that be if you, two U.S. citizen parents, neglected to get your child's birth certificate and social security number applied for within the given time period so that the child will have citizenship? That would be a tragedy. And there's literally no excuse. So I'm giving you a warning. I'm telling you so that you don't think it's lackadaisical. It's no big deal. They born over here. We got the birth certificate from the hospital, but you never apply for their U.S. passport. They're going nowhere. You can't travel with your child, and they don't have United Arab Emirates. What do you call it? United Arab Emirates citizenship when they're born. So that means you can't get a passport so that the child can get a visa. So the child is just in here illegal, just with nothing. Absolutely nothing. Which is insane. I think everyone could agree that's absolutely insane. So don't be neglectful. Get the documents that you need. This is a part one. We're going to do a follow-up video for this topic for a sister here. She is a doula, where they help the women have natural childbirth in the hospitals and things like that. And she's going to give you additional information about childbirth here in the U.S. Childbirth here in the UAE. I just wanted to give you that warning because I know some of you are coming here. You need to know it for your own children. If you have teenage girls or young daughters that will be getting married here and they want to have babies abroad, you need to know this information so that you all don't find yourselves stuck, in a very serious situation. There are many families in Egypt, and I know some of you who are listening, you know of this, but people don't talk about it. I guess they're embarrassed. It is embarrassing. I would be embarrassed. People are stuck. There are women who are stuck. They want to leave, but they can't because they have children who have zero documentation. Why? Because some of them went there, got divorced, right? The husbands left them. Or didn't come and sign the documents when the child was born. They brought no proof that they were married. So Egypt is not going to give you a birth certificate. That also happened to one of my siblings' family members. There was no documentation of the marriage. So the child couldn't get a birth certificate. Therefore, the child has no citizenship at all. There's no proof of their birth. There's somebody here who had a baby in the house, never reported the birth. We're going to get into that in the other video. Never out the billah. After they were told not to have a child in the house, they did it anyway. It's been almost a year. They still haven't reported the birth. And they're going to be in for a rude awakening when they finally go and try to apply because they thought it was sweet. They think it's a joke. Do not play overseas. Do not play. But yeah, those families in Egypt, but some people, they're so stuck. They're so stuck. SubhanAllah, going through it, not living. Can't leave because they don't want to leave the child. If they did leave the child will be in an orphanage. Because that's the only thing for them. They don't have anything. So don't play around. Do not think these lands are a joke. Be careful. Be vigilant. Know the laws. take heed and don't play with your life. Don't play with your life. All right, so that's what I had for you. Inshallah, we'll see you all in the next video. And don't forget that Hijrah mandate sacrifice. Ma'as salama.